Welcome to the Waves and Wonder podcast, launch episode 1. I am glad you are here. I'm glad you are here to join us for the podcast. Now we'll start the intro. Tonight on the Waves and Wonder podcast, Rivcab, we are heading to Portugal from the cobblestone streets to cold Atlantic waves, from steakhouse fries to garlic prawns. Lisbon become a story of contrast and adventures begins now. This show is about adventures, chasing waves, discovering wonders, and telling the stories that connect us to the world. From the streets of Lisbon to the beaches of Australia and New Zealand, we're going to explore, surf, taste, and experience all together. Each episode I will bring you along for the ride, the highs, the challenges, the food, the waves, and the unforgettable moments that make travel worth it and fun. So buckle up because this is a podcast. It's a journey. Thank you for being here on day one. Let's ride the waves, uncover the wonders, and start this adventure. And we're going to talk about the top things, how to get there, where to stay, where to eat, and where to have fun. This is Waves and Wonder Podcast, Episode 1, Portugal. August 2025. Lisbon, Portugal. We're going to talk about how to get to Lisbon, Portugal. How did I get to Lisbon, Portugal? There are plenty of ways to get to Lisbon, Portugal. Well, I'm going to tell you how I traveled to Lisbon, Portugal. I have take a KLM World Dutch Airlines from Houston to Lisbon via Amsterdam. It is a overnight flight. I have taken the 3 o'clock direct flight to Amsterdam. Got there in the morning, around 8 o'clock in the morning. It was like around a 8 hours flight on the Boeing 777-200, and I have a video of that and a photo I will show you later on tonight. I can't wait to show you and share the stories of it. And when I got to Amsterdam, I felt so tired. Trey. And let me tell you about the jet lag to Europe. When I've been traveling for over 19 years, I have visited 43 countries at the age of 19 before I turned 20. And back to the story of to Amsterdam. When I got to Amsterdam, I felt the jet lag. I was tiring. I felt dragging myself. I was ready to go to sleep, ready to go to the hotel, but I had one more flight to catch to Lisbon. Took a afternoon flight to Lisbon, Portugal. Was a two and a half hour flight to Lisbon, Portugal. Was on the KLM Airbus 321 Neo. That's one of the newest fleet of them. And then got on the flight. Did what I had to do. Slept on the flight. Traveling makes you tired, right? Yeah, it does. Then I slept the whole flight. Then I have made it to Portugal, my 41st country. Then the scenery of the landing to the Lisbon airport, it was magnificent, fantastic, beautiful. It was hills country, hill city, and I saw a red copycat bridge like the San Francisco. Like when I was looking at what am I in San Francisco? No, the bridge called is the Revolution of April 25th, and yeah, the weather felt nice. and I am going to show you a video of it from Houston to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to Lisbon, and please give me a moment. Stay. Give me a moment. And to let you know, there are no sound, but there's no sound. There is a sound in the video, but from here, if you want the sound, I can play it from my phone. It's pretty much me is talking. But like, good afternoon, welcome up. Good afternoon, KLM flight Celery taking off to Amsterdam from Houston. It's like that. Anyways, I am gonna show you a video to from Houston to Amsterdam on board the Boeing 777-200 stands for extended range. Oh crap! I didn't realize I still had the face cam on. That's why I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Trip. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I thought the video was playing on the screen. My mistake. I will rewind the video. And that is the takeoff video from Houston to Amsterdam. And I'm going to show you the landing of Amsterdam. Yeah. This is where the plane is landing at the infamous Portobello runway. Means it's the furthest runway from the terminal at Amsterdam. To all my aviation geeks out there.
Dear passengers, welcome to Amsterdam. Welcome to Schiphol Airport.
And that is the landing video at Amsterdam Airport. At Amsterdam Airport. And thanks for the follow. Waiting James, welcome to the podcast. I hope you're enjoying the episode, the premiere launch. And it was a beautiful ride to Amsterdam. And next up is Lisbon landing. I meant takeoff to Lisbon. Like on this flight to Lisbon, I was tired. I was ready to get to Lisbon. I was ready to get to Portugal. Exhausting traveling day to Portugal. And lastly, I'm going to show you the scenery landing to Lisbon. It was so pretty. You can tell in the video is like it's hills. Um, how I can describe it? Bricks, like old time bricks building. It kind of reminds me like San Francisco for some reason. I don't know why. It just reminds me. It just Lisbon reminds me like San Francisco. And this is how I got to Lisbon, Portugal. To KLM World Dutch Airlines, Houston to Amsterdam, then Amsterdam to Lisbon, and that's how I got there. For you, it just depends where you are in the world. Plenty of ways to get to Lisbon. Like for example, Tap Air, Portugal, San Francisco to Lisbon direct. You got Miami, New York, Boston, DC, Newark. And you are from the states. You're from the states. Canada, same thing. You're from Europe. If you're from Europe, you are lucky. It's only just depends where you are. England, you are and that is the landing video to Lisbon, Portugal airport from Amsterdam. And I hope you enjoyed the takeoff and landing videos. And now I am going to show you some photos. And talking and how to get from Lisbon to from excuse me, bear with me. I have a praxia trip. And after landing to Lisbon, got a transportation, took a Uber to the hotel. I mean to the lodging place. The first stay was a mirror Airbnb. You can say a Airbnb house, home. It was nice, comfortable, and but I don't have photos of that. I don't think. But it was nice, comfortable for a couple of days. Then transfer to another transfer to a hotel in Lisbon. And I'm going to show you some photos of downtown Lisbon on day one. Here we go. Here we go. Full screen. Here's full screen, y'all. That is the sunrise of Amsterdam. Sunrise. All right, here we go. On day one of Lisbon, Portugal. Give me a minute. It's on my phone. I have wrote it down. All right. On day one, got to the airport, taxi to the lodging. Then after that, when I got to the lodging, I wanted to take a shower and go to sleep. But my suggestion is you are welcome to do that, but I do not suggest you doing that. the best My suggestion is don't do that. What I did is got to the hotel to the lodging, settled down, did what I need to do, then got out of the lodging, walked, tried to stay late as possible, like pretty much staying up late as possible, then fall asleep to have a good night rest. While we were walking, we were trying to find some food for dinner, and we on the first day one there, landed at Portugal, very tiring traveling day. Got to the lodging, and we have walked to grab dinner. We found a Mexican restaurant of El Paso Cantina and Mexicana Y cocktail bar. It was great food, and here I am going to show you some photos of it. Here we go. Here's a photo. We got the chips here, the salsa, the guacamole, and in Portugal it's 18 to drink. I have 18 is to drink. This a Sagres, Portuguese beer, so local drink there. It's 18 there. Drink please drink responsibility there. And next photo. Oh, that's the next day two. Back to the this one. After had Mexican, had had chips and guac, beef fajitas. The beef fajitas it was tasty, but it was tough to chew for me. I have It was tough to chew that fajita steak, but I have eaten so many steaks over my experience, and one of my tastiest like meat steak is the tomahawk. It was the juiciest steak I ever had in my life. Moving along. Then after we grabbed dinner, it was me and my parents, my family. Then we walked around a bit, try to stay late up as possible, wherever you are in the world. And went back to the lodging place, took took a shower, do what you need to do whatever I need to do my night routine, went to sleep, then woke up the next morning. Then we go to the next photo. It's a Went to a local bakery Portuguese. Yeah, got something little to eat there. We had a did a bike tour, e-bike tour in Lisbon. 1 second. Got something to eat. Got something to eat at the bakery. Oh yeah, you gotta have to scroll down. All right, here we go. Took a taxi from the bakery to Boost Portugal. That is the company. I did a e-bike tour around the city. Did like a I think 2 or 3 hour tour, e-bike tour. Here, segment one: exploring Lisbon. On the bike tour with Boost Portugal, one of my first adventures was a bike through the city. Lisbon is built on hills, but rolling through the streets gave me such a close view of its charming pastel colored buildings and hidden alleyways and locals going about their day. And we were doing the doing the bike tour, make multiple stops, and here's one of them. Here's a photo of it. Photo of it. This is the main. How can I say? Like the center of Lisbon, like the square, like the square. I think that was the name of it. And continue on along. Here's a photo of the bike. Right, you see that blue handle? That's the bike. And this is a church. And the tour guide was really was really good, telling us the history of Lisbon, the stories, and etc. Then we made multiple stops around, and one of them it was a stopped a view stop, and here's a photo of like a food trailer truck. You call it whatever you want. A drink, and here's a beautiful view of Lisbon. Of, of Lisbon. Oh, that's not a name that you can. Maybe that's zoom. Here we go. This is the Golden Gate Bridge. The copycat, but that's not the actual name. The actual name is April of 25th Revolution Bridge over here. And over here is 1 second. Sun Fortress. One moment. It's some palace fortress. Castillo de Salo George Castle. That's the name. Or in English, St. George Castle. I have really enjoyed this view. See, you can see all these hills over here, right? It's a hilly city. There are more buildings to the right. And all the roofs are brick. Can I zoom out? Thank you. Next photo, a closer view, a closer photo of the St. George Castle. St. George Castle is a historic castle in the Portuguese capital of Lisbon, located in the Freguesia, if I'm saying that right, of Santa Maria Maior. Human occupation of the castle hill dates to at least the 8th century of BC, while the oldest fortifications on the site date from the 2nd century of BC. The hill on which St. George's Castle stands has played an important part in the history of Lisbon, having served as the location of the fortifications occupied, occupied, occupied it successfully by Phenoconic, Phenoconics, if I'm saying that right, the Carthaginians, Romans, and Moors before a conquest by the Portuguese in the year of 1147, siege of Lisbon. Q Tongue, by the way, what's up? How's you doing? Then this is the bridge. Really rich. The April of 25th bridge. That's the name. The 25th of April bridge. After the history, I'm not gonna say that. And a beautiful view of the viewpoint from the bike, from bike road from here all the way somewhere here. And over to you, excuse me, to another, like a viewpoint hole. And this is the picture of a singer artist. Can't remember the name of it, but if you were in Lisbon, Portugal, I would suggest recommending go take a e-bike tour of Lisbon. Wait, we got more. There's more photos. And this is the port of Lisbon. The cruise ships comes here around. If you're on a cruise ship, you come for the day and leave. This is the Sea of Straw River, the bay. And it leads to the Atlantic Ocean to this direction to the right. And then mural arts. And then a restaurant named after I mean, while riding the e-bike, so a restaurant. Here's the restaurant name. Alpha Mama, Alpha Ma Tapa Sports, Tapas and Sport Bar. And here's church building. You are welcome. You can come in. Well, I was like continuing the bike from the restaurant to the church. Got off, took the stairs, walked in, and the tour guide said it was free to enter. When I entered the building, you have to pay. You have to get a ticket. But I said, no, I'm gonna come back and exit. Then after the e-bike, I finished the e-bike tour. Did a food stop of Potato Project. After the ride, I stopped at on the Potato Project. Their steakhouse fries were incredible. Thick cut, crispy, loaded with toppings and comfort food with a Lisbon twist. Those fries was so fudging good. Went there twice, Chad. And I have a photo of it. You want to take a look at the photo of Potato Project, and here's the picture of the menu. And you planning to go to Lisbon or you there? We got Amsterdam style fresh cut fries, small for €4, regular for €5, large for €6. Then the specialty sauce. I'm not gonna say every single bit. Truffle salt, truffle mayo, garlic mayo, Dutch ketchup, pesto mayo. Toppings: fresh onion, bacon, guac, cheddar. Then drinks. Then here's the specialty fries I got. It was the steakhouse, because this person is blocking it, but it's down here. It's called the steakhouse for us. It was fries, cheese, bacon, peppercorn sauce. Oh my god, it was so good. Got the New York fries, guac fries, Cajun fries, truffle fries. And then here's the steakhouse fries I have consumed. Here we are. Got the fries, got the sauce, got the bacon bits, and green onion and cheese. It was so good, crispy when I took that first bite. It was like, oh my god, it was like I was in heaven. Potato lover. And by the way, I love potatoes. Another photo, and this is a photo of me eating the fries right behind me. And the fry shop is right behind me of the tram of the tram. And here's another look of the mirror outside. Here we go. Here, the steakhouse for us. And here's the kitchen of the fries. They make fresh cut. They make fresh cut fries daily. And here's a closer look of the menu. Clear, much clearer. And here's the specialty fries. I got the steakhouse fries right here. Peppercorn sauce, bacon, cheddar chops. But when I got there, my first instant, I was gonna try the truffle fries, but I changed my mind and I changed to the steakhouse fries, and I made a good choice. It was incredible, incredible. Okay, that's the potato project for us, and we are moving to segment two, seafood and city nights for dinner on on day three of Lisbon. Day three, I was there. Day three, when I was there. That evening, I had garlic prawns for dinner. Simple, fresh, and full of flavor. Portuguese seafood really is something special. Eating that dish around the city buzz around me, feel like stepping right into Lisbon, Portugal. And by the way, Portugal is known for their seafood. Seafood. If you a seafood person, lover, fan, you are in the right place. You're in the right place. And here's a photo of the menu of Alfama tapas, different languages. and they speak Portuguese over there. You got the starters, grilled beef and bits, the squid wings or calamari, the grilled here, and this is what I got: the garlic prawns. Oh, garlic prawns, sea bass, salmon. I didn't get it, but I'm just showing you on the menu. And that is the menu. Here's the food of here's a photo of the garlic prawns. It was garlicky, buttery, flavorful. It was so it was delicious, incredible, amazing. I really enjoyed the Portuguese one of the Portuguese dishes, garlic prawns. It was it was so good. Prawns are shrimp for us and Americans. Portuguese, they call it prawns, just to let you know. And here's another place of Mantageria, if I'm saying that right. That is a local, another local bakery. I didn't get, but my mother did. And I'm going to take a short break and be right back. Alright, we are back from the short break, and we're going to continue on the Waves and Wonder podcast. Portugal. Then on day 4 of Lisbon, Portugal, we did a all day tour to Central Palace and another place, another palace. To and where did I get the tour from? You're wondering, asking. All the tours and activities I get it from Get it's called Get Your Guide. It's an app or a website. You're welcome to download it on the phone, and there's a lot of things you can do. Tours, drinks, anything you can think of is on Get Your Guide app on the phone. Yeah, that's better. All right, back to what I was doing. Back to what I was explaining. I mean, sharing my experience. Here is where's the we went to Central Palace first. It was a beautiful place, ancient medieval time, and there's a photo of it. And one we did walked around. Oh yeah, this ain't Central. I think it is. Yeah, it is. It is in Central Palace, Central Palace. And one of the here's a photo of the well. Like it's a well. There were stairs around, all from top, and just keep circling down, 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 down. So many steps doing that at Central Palace. To let you know, if you're doing this type of tour, I suggest you get some hiking shoes or trainers, and you're gonna be walking mostly all day during that tour. And here's the bottom. It's a photo. Here's a photo of the bottom of the well. I call it. I don't know what was the name. So it's it's like a well to me. And here's the like a sundial. And here's a view of the palace, Central Palace. It was greenery. Got some little town over here. It was giving me like an old times era. Then after the tour, we had like a I think on the uh, we had a lunch break. Had a lunch break, and one of the tour guides gives a recommendation to Pico da Villa because the food was there was it was I would say top notch, good. And here is the menu. And one of them on the menu I got is the Portuguese steak with fries. That's a local dish, another local dish of Portugal. And my mother got where is it? octopus. Then my father got the same thing as me, the Portuguese steak. And here's the photo of the Portuguese steak. Got the steak here, the fries. It was good. The steak was unbelievable. The steak was unbelievable. Flavor, flavorful, tasty, delicious, etc. Then the fries was good. Then got drinks. They had Coca-Cola there. Then here's the outside look of the menu. If you are ever doing this Central Palace tour and excuse me, in the second palace tour, how I give you I would suggest you a visiting of this Pico da Vala coffee and restaurant place. The food is very good, trust me. Then after the lunch break, we got back on the bus to another palace. It is called. I can't remember what's the name of it. It was like I can't remember the name of the palace. Here's a photo of the red 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 palace up on the top of a hill. Trees, nature, and here's a photo of uh, like a Asian Asian stone sculpture. When I looked there, the sculpture looked a bit creepy, but the sculpture was nice. Here's a closer look of the can't remember the name of some palace, the second palace from Central Palace. Then another view of Lisbon. On to my right here is the Atlantic Ocean. Then right over here is the 25th of April Bridge. Then to my left, downtown Lisbon. That weather, it felt nice. It wasn't hot. It was cool. We were in the shoulder season or low season. It was in last month of like last month August, and the wind felt good. I have enjoyed the weather. Another view of Lisbon. Then the chandelier from the palace, the Red Palace. It was a naturey sculpture of the chandelier with all these leaves, candle. I really liked the design of this. Then lastly, part of the tour of the palace, then the of Cabo da Roca is the most western point of continental Europe, western point in all Europe. Here's a photo of the lighthouse. Here's a walkway to my left here on this photo. You got the view of the Atlantic Ocean. Yep, that the ocean. It was cold and windy at that spot at Cabo da Roca spot. But that wind, it felt so nice, people. And here is the the official sign of the most western point in continental Europe. And by the way, this is in Portugal, Portuguese. You're welcome to take a picture of this, a screenshot, and translate it. It's basically is saying the most western point in Europe, in continental. Then here's you got the latitude, longitude, altitude, Camara Municipal de Sintra 1979. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I don't know what this means in English. It's translated to like the most western point in continental Europe. And a view of the cliff of the lighthouse point at Cabo de Roco. And I have a video of the Cabo de Roco. It was super windy. Believe me. We're gonna take a look at this video.
Welcome to the most western continental Europe, Portugal.
See what I mean, chat? It was super windy. And here we got a video, the waves crashing to the cliffs of Portugal. And now is another video of how windy it is at Cabo da Roco, the most western point in Europe continental, on the continent of Europe. Then after that, that was the last place of doing the all day tour. Got on back of the bus. Took like an hour or two. The bus took us the scenery roads around the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. Then went to a town of one moment. Of Cassis, Cascais. I don't know how to say that, but that's one of the routes. The bus route took us back to Lisbon, the scenery coast route west of Lisbon. Then made it back to Lisbon around like 5 or 6, around in the evening time over there. Then I have enjoyed the tour. It was nice. I had a great time. Had some great food during the tour. Tried some local dishes, Portuguese steak, fries, and I had a good time. And I will, I want to give you. I am suggesting you to take this, take you to take this tour via Get Your Guide on the phone, the mobile app, and I can't remember what's the company name, but you probably can find several tours of Sintra, the Red Palace, and the most resting point of at Cabo del Roco. But it was a I really enjoyed the tour, but you have to wake up early in the morning. But I would say it was worth it. It's worth it. It is worth it, Trent. Then got back. Then back went back to drop. They dropped us off back to downtown Lisbon. Then I have tried the McDonald's in Portugal. It was good and tastes different. And I'm gonna tell you what I had at the McDonald's Portugal. I had the CBO barbecue and nachos chicken burger for fries. It was good. Little crunch fries. It tastes good, but the thing is, I like to try McDonald's all around the world because what's on it, the ingredients. When I leave out the country, it tastes so much better. They don't put all this type of shit ingredients in Europe. They have all this like rules, regulation, food sanitation. They all this stuff banned. Back here in America, I don't eat McDonald's in America because put all this shit in our food, chat. It's ridiculous. Put like 50 billion ingredients. We don't. It's not even necessary. It's it's crap, man. Anyways, that's what I had at That's what I had at McDonald's in Portugal. It's a photo. I didn't go there. Just telling plus I didn't go, but here's a menu of it anyway. If you want to go and see it, the name is Italy something cafe. They have pizzas, calzone, seafood, pasta, prosciutto, desserts, and more. And here's a pizza got it's a pizza got a pizza from G Reno. Pasta and pizza. It was somewhere across the street from my lodge, across the street from the lodge in the mall. It's crazy. There was like a mall somewhere across the street of the lodge I stayed at. Then after the next day of during the tour, after the tour, day five, day five on Portugal at Lisbon, left the air. Yeah, day five left the Airbnb to the hotel to a Lisbon Marriott hotel. It's a little further. It's north of Lisbon, but the lodging was right near the center of downtown. Took an Uber, taxi, wherever you prefer. Went there, checked in, settled, then came back for food. When I went back to Potato Project for lunch, and well, I got the same thing, the steakhouse fries, incredible, crispy, love it. And after Potato Project, walked around, explored, uh, explored the city. Here's a photo of it. It's some of one of the towers. You can take an elevator, walk up on it, walk up on top. And more than and after just we just pretty much just walked around, explored, taking the time. Was a chill, relaxed day, and found a sardine fish store. And I found a rainbow trout sardines tin can. I have it. It's downstairs, by the way. I haven't tried it yet, but at some point I will give it a try. And that is the name of it. I'm not gonna say it because I know I'm say their pronunciation. They have they have a different type variety of fish: salmon, shrimp, lobster, mackerel, and more. And another thing about Lisbon, they are known for their tiles. There's a making known for making tiles, like top tiles. And there's a museum called the Tile Museum, but I didn't had time or chance to get over there. But if you while you over there, I will another suggestion, recommendation, suggestion. Go take a look, walk around at the Tile Museum. Then after that, the walk. Then went to a timeout market. Then walk to timeout market. Is a popular local market that have restaurant shops. They have so many types of varieties of the restaurants at time market. Where you can think of like a bakery, like pastries, donuts, Mexican, Japanese, burgers, desserts such as ice cream shops, bars. You can grab a drink over here in this photo. And here's one of them. I got the handmade American crushed donuts. I got a cinnamon sugar donut. It was so massive, like this big. It was massive. Then here's the view of Lisbon Marriott Hotel. And after that, went back to the hotel, slept again, slept in. Then the next day, on day six, before we get to that, on day six, woke up. I took a taxi to Praia de Malta Beach, and I have surfed in cold water for the first time. 69 degrees Fahrenheit in the Atlantic Ocean. It was bloody cold. That was my first time. It was so diff- difference compared to warm water such as Hawaii. And I took on something new, surfing in cold water at Part de Malta at 69 degrees. It was a chill. I wasn't used to that, but the waves made it worth it. Every paddle reminded me that adventure isn't always about comfort. It's about the stories you bring with you. Then I have photos of it, but it's not on my phone. It was cold. I caught some waves, but I have enjoyed it for the first time. Tried a new experience. Surfed in cold water, people. But somehow I didn't get shiver like a penguin. But I had a wetsuit on. Wetsuit. That's why. But somehow I did not get shiver like a penguin. Then surf, got out, change. After a day of surf and sightseeing, I have landed at Groundburger in Lisbon Timeout Market. Crispy rosemary fries and a juicy burger and that cozy market vibe. The perfect feel for more adventures. Served, took an Uber back to the hotel, cleaned, changed, took a shower, then we bring on to the current now to the timeout market for lunch. Went to a Ground Burger. Here's a photo of it. We're gonna take a look. Ground Burger. They have burgers, fries, shakes, and craft beer. It's 18 over there. And they had a lobster limited edition, but I did not get that. But I got the bacon cheeseburger that with cheddar, crispy bacon, lettuce, tomato. I do not like lettuce and tomato. Yuck. Onion, smoked barbecue sauce. It was taste. It was good. I mean, it was good, tasty, and I have enjoyed it. The burger. Excuse me. With fries, and we're gonna take a look at the menu. And here's the photo of the restaurant I got from the burger place. It's called Ground Burger at Timeout Market. And here's a picture of the food, the burger. Here's the bacon cheeseburger. Took out the lettuce and tomato because I do not like that. Yuck. And here's the fries with a garlic aloe sauce. It was good. I've enjoyed it in a Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. And the last photo is Pink Street. I didn't walk through there because it was crowded. But it was crowded after lunch timeout market. Went back to the hotel. Had dinner grabbed dinner at the hotel restaurants and downstairs at the Marriott. At the Marriott. At the Marriott Hotel. Then after the next day. Then after the next day slept. Woke after timeout, went back to the hotel, grabbed dinner at the hotel restaurant. Then day 7 we had a catch a 5 a.m. flight, 5 o'clock and 5 a.m. flight back to Amsterdam. Back on KLM, we had like a couple hours. We grabbed some manage to a slept. Woke up like 2 in the morning to catch a 5 a.m. flight back to Amsterdam. But made it. 2.5 hour flight back to Amsterdam. Then here's the story gets a bit crazier. We landed in Amsterdam from Lisbon. We had 1 hour, 1 hour connection to catch a flight back home to Houston. Got there at 8 in the morning, and the flight left at like 9 o'clock. I think like between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning. But got up, Got off the plane, walked out to the terminal. Then Amsterdam Airport is massive. You be walking like I swear you be walking miles, like so many miles in that airport. But if you deporting back to the states and to the states, you have to go to a you have to go through a passport control. And we walked to the passport control line, like to the general line. Then I turned my head slightly right, and I looked at the sign. It said short connection line, and I went through there, and made it to my flight. If I didn't see that short connection line, I would have missed my flight back home. I would have missed the flight. It would have been game over. I did not want to spend the night in Amsterdam. But thank goodness that sign has saved the day. Got on the flight and made it back home around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A 10-hour flight back. And yeah. And that is what I did in Portugal. Where I stayed at, where to eat, and things to do is the bike tour, the palace tour, Central Palace, the Red Palace, explore around downtown Lisbon. Uh, went checked out at Time Out Market, and ate there. And yeah, I'm going to do a recap. And segment 1, bike tour, seafood, city nights, surfing at Praia da Mata. One of my biggest highlights was surfing at Praia da Mata. It was my first time surfing in cold water. At first it was shocked compared to warm waters I'm used to in Hawaii. But once I paddled out, I realized how refreshing it was. The waves were fun, the vibes were welcoming, and it challenged me to adapt. Reflection on the surfing, that moment to remind me that travel is about pushing yourself into new experience. Sometimes it's colder, rougher, or different than what you expect, but that's where growth happens, people. Chat. Then the time out market, we had talked about that. The food, the lunch. And Pink Street. And reflection and takeaway. We're about to getting closer to the end of the podcast of episode 1. Reflection and takeaway. I would say Lisbon has taught me about contrast, biking through historic history streets versus riding waves on the Atlantic Ocean, cold surfing versus warm waters, hot warm meals, cobblestones are all around Lisbon. Even the streets were cobblestones. If I see a cobblestone walking around, I'll call them ankle busters, because you do not want to break your ankle on those type of stones. Cobblestones, that's why I call it for a reason. Ankle busters. Warm cobblestones versus comfort food. Every corner has its own wonder, and every moment told a story. That's what I want this podcast to be, and a place where we celebrate those contrasts and adventures. And yeah. and I'm going to show you a photo where I ate. Give me one moment. And here is the places where to eat in Lisbon. This is all the restaurants I have visited. Potato Project, El Paso Cantina and Mexicana, Right Cocktail Bar, Alfama Tapas and Sports Bar, Bico de Villa, that is the near the Portuguese restaurant near at Frank, not Frank, my excuse me, Central Palace, and lastly the Time Out Market in downtown Lisbon. Excuse me. And yeah, that's where to eat. That's where I went to eat some food in Lisbon. And and here's all my suggestions. My suggestion is I would like to give you give you give you a try. Go have a tryout. Have a try all these food places and recommendations. And one of the restaurants I have really enjoyed was the Potato Project. The Potato Project. I went there twice, and as I would say, my first recommendation: go pay a visit to Potato Project and get the steakhouse fries. That's one of my I got it from the menu. But it's up to you. But my first place I would say go to Potato Project fries restaurant shop. Then the things to do: the e-bike tour, Boost Portugal, did the all day tour via Get Your Guide. What else? Then the surfing, uh, Prada Mountain Beach. Not yeah, the somewhere over there, Prada Mountain. Start with a C. I can't remember the beach name of it, but excuse me. Somewhere down there, Prada Mountain Beach. And that's it of the podcast. And this has been the very first Ways and Wonder podcast with your host me, Kai. Thank you for joining me on this Lisbon adventures. Next time we will head to Australia for iconic skylines, Bondi, Bondi seeing Bondi Beach, surfing, and Aussie flavors. Until then, keep chasing the waves, keep seeking the wonders. Never stop dreaming. Don't do stupid shit. Make good choices. Love y'all. Good night. This has been Waves and Wonders podcast, episode 1, Portugal.